Hello everyone, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel UPSC Logi, and this is me Rahul Sakya, and here I am going to start the Hindu analysis for your public administration optional. And as you can see, today we are going to cover the Hindu dated 1st of December 2020, and we are going to cover the Hindu for your public administration optional. You must be knowing about these things that I keep on covering the Hindu here, and from today onwards, means from 1st of December 2020, I am going to continue this thing without any you can say delays or something like you can say it will not come on the intermittent manner, but it will be the regular edition from today onwards. Okay, so I will try to continue it without any gaps or something like that, and let's get started with the Hindu dated 1st of December 2020. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and you can also join the Telegram group PubAdPedia official. The group PubAdPedia official has around 1800 plus member, 1850 plus members are there as such, and you can join the largest PubAd community over there, and you can discuss the topics, and you will get the voice note of the model answers of the question that I keep on posting on the telegram groups, etc. And apart from that, you can also download the magazine for the public administration current affairs. July, August, September, October edition is there, and November edition I am going to launch soon. Okay, so the link for the same, how you can subscribe to PubAdPedia subscription, monthly magazine subscription, the link of everything is given in the description box. Okay, so let's get started without further delay. So here, if you just scroll down over here with me, and you will find in this newspaper which all articles you have to remember. So first of all, the article is plea to maintain data on transgender prisoners. Okay, so here what you have to understand, that there is a plea that has been filed, and that plea is basically asking or basically talking about that there should be the proper data insofar as the transgender prisoners are concerned. So here the context is that NCRB, National Crime Record Bureau, NCRB, this is the body, you must be knowing about this thing for the you can say law and order, you can link this thing. So this body comes out with different reports, and the popular reports are there is the report called this Prison in India report. Okay, Prison in India report is there, and there is a report called Prison Statistics India. Okay, and there is another report, Crime in India report, not Prison in India. Crime in India report is also there, the popular report which keeps on coming on the you can say on the regular basis. So Crimes in India report, Prison Statistics India report, and there is one report as well, Accidental Deaths and Suicide report. So these are the different reports, and you have to cover the data from these reports, and you can quote those data and figures in your public administration paper 2, law and order administration. Okay, so as of now, they are basically, the plea is simply saying that if you look at the accidental death and suicide report of NCRB, you will find that transgender data is there. If you look at the Crime in India report, transgender data is there, but when it comes to Prison Statistics India report, there is no transgender data. So this is all the issue with respect to this plea, and plea is basically asking the data, that there should be the maintenance of data insofar as the transgender bill is concerned, transgender prisoners are concerned. I hope you are getting, and whenever these reports will come into news, we will obviously cover the things, but as of now you have to remember this thing. There is no such linkages insofar as this news is concerned, because this is a very, you can say, current affairs or current oriented kind of news. But obviously in paper 2 you can use the you can quote the data, facts and figure. You can even draw the diagrams or something like that in order to get more marks as compared to other aspirants. Okay, apart from that plea, there is another plea. It seeks to redress the Delhi government failure to prevent Feb riots. Okay, so when it comes to riots, when it comes to the maintenance of public order, if you look at the videos of August, September or July, whatever is there in the YouTube channel of me, So in those videos you will get the things that I have covered the riot in a very detailed manner, because there is a sixth chapter in the fifth report of second ARC which talks about public order. So in that context, in that context we have covered this thing already in a very detailed manner, means pre-riot, during riot, post-riot. We have covered this thing in this dimension, in this perspective. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat those things because we have already covered those things. Even these things are there in the magazine as well. In the previous edition it has already been published. Okay, so there is nothing to cover in that particular thing. If you want to cover it, you have either you can read it in the magazine, or you can refer to the second ARC fifth report public order, and in that fifth report you will get the chapter number 6 which talks about riot management, that before riots what have to be done, what has to be done. For example, it talks about intelligence gathering, it talks about the kind of confidence building measures, it talks about you can say that there should be the proper, you can say, intelligence gathering or proper information that what is going on, and there should be the identification and updation of the list of communal gundas. Okay, these are the things that that has been written in the second ARC in a very, you can say, sarcastic manner or whatever. Gundas are the words they have used it very, you can say, clearly or explicitly. So you can mention this thing, and you can mention the all the suggestions that are there. And apart from that, during riot, so there should be the focus on, you can say, the kind of suppression of the violence first of all, and these things you can even use in your paper 4 gs4 obviously. So you can use these kind of analysis in those things as well. So these things are there. And then after riots, what has to be done? So again there are many things like confidence building again needs to be done. There should be proper media coverage after the riot. Okay, so means not media coverage directly, but as such there should be the kind of confidence building measure. There should be the proper news you can say should be there, so that the fake news should not be transmitted. So all these things are there. I'm not going into it, and I know it is becoming quite boring, so I'm not going to repeat the things. And let's move on to the next news article. So there is one more article, as you can see. Let me just read there. Okay, so HC means High Court dismisses plea challenging the order of Wardha collector. Okay, so basically what happened is that this Wardha collector means the district magistrate of this place called Wardha. You must be knowing, you must be very familiar with this word Wardha from the knowledge of your history and all. So you have to tell me in the comment section that how this Wardha is popular. Okay, so any historical event, modern history event, you can mention in the comment section given below. Apart from that, let me cover this thing, that how can you link this Wardha collector thing in your public administration. So the thing is that here what happened was that this there was a plea, and there was a plea challenging the order of Wardha collector. Wardha collector basically he allowed this Wardha collector, this collector allows this means 100 people gathering. The state government has said 50, but that collector allows this 100 people gathering, and that's why there was a plea and all. But Supreme Court dismisses that plea because Supreme Court was of the view that that gathering this limit etc., this is for, you can say, marriage and all the things like marriage 100 people means 50 or something like that. So we cannot go into the nitty-gritties of everything. Means Supreme Court, this High Court is saying that we cannot say that this is the number as such. Okay, and there should be some discretion insofar as the administration is concerned. Let the administration do their things, and we should not interfere in all those things that okay, this is the number. Okay, so basically the court added here, you can see the court added, we are therefore of the view that what could be a small or large public gathering would have to be decided on the basis of facts and circumstances. And here you have to understand that facts and decision making are very important. So I would divide this article in decision making. This DM you can link with decision making, because here in public administration paper 1 in administrative behavior you have decision making, you have Simonian, this Simon's decision making, and here facts are very important, because we cannot say that okay 100 people or 50 people. Okay, so that's how you have to understand that here the discretion is important, the facts are very important, not discretion as such, but facts and circumstances plays a very important role, and that's why we cannot it cannot be so exhaustive formation of all the facts and circumstances which could be considered in determining the factors. Okay, so that's why you have to relate this thing with the decision making, and you can say that even means there should be some discretion, or there should be some you can say the kind of this autonomy insofar as the collectors are concerned. We cannot use the top down model always. Okay, so you can link like this. Apart from that, ACB books 29 employees of the Gujarat government. So again, corruption is something that you can link with your public administration, and there are a number of thinkers, there are many thinkers that you can use insofar as the corruption is concerned. So let's cover this corruption today only. So corruption is something that you can talk from the perspective of Kautil. Kautil was the thinker who talks about corruption. He talks about 40 kind of corruption. Okay, so you can start with Kautilya, that okay, he was talking about corruption. This is the first thinker that you can talk about. Even Kautilya was of the view that you cannot basically prevent a fish from basically drinking water. Okay, you cannot prevent the fish from drinking water because the fish is living in the water itself. Similarly, you cannot prevent the corruption in the office, because these people are, you cannot prevent the bribes. Okay, so these you can say things are there when it comes to the Kautilya Arthashastra. And apart from that, insofar as the countering of the corruption is concerned, he gave the theory of Sam, Dam, Dand and Bhed. Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. You must have listened this thing. Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed means these are the diplomatic things that you should use, or these are the strategic elements of how to deal with the corruption as per Kautilya. So Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed. Dam, you can understand remuneration, proper remuneration should be there. Okay, increase the salary so that they do not, the bureaucrats or the officers, they should not go for the bribes. Okay, give them enough money so that they can they should, you can say, focus on their work rather than taking of bribe. Dand, you can understand the power of punishment should be given. And Bhed, it basically means the kind of you can say division among the, you can say there should be the kind of Bhed basically means the kind of intelligence or something like that. Okay, the kind of division, not Bhed is not here, division means divide and rule is not Bhed here, but you can say that the kind of proper, you can say, intellectual understanding or the kind of intelligence and all. And Sam, so again there is another concept. So Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, you can use this thing Kautilya. Apart from that, you can talk about the second thinker you can link is the Rix. Rix was of the view that corruption is something that we used to see in the prismatic society, and corruption is there because of the different things like formalism is there. Formalism is something that you can link when it comes to corruption. And formalism, you must be knowing about this thing, that formalism, overlapping, heterogeneity, these are the features of prismatic society, and formalism is something that leads to corruption insofar as the Rix ideologies are concerned. I hope you are getting. The third thinker that you can use is Waldo. Waldo was talking about romanticism. Okay, this is not that romantic, but yes, romanticism is something, Waldo's romanticism is something that you should keep in your mind when it comes to corruption. So now many of you must be thinking that I have not studied this thing, what you are teaching. But if you just go into the chapter on Prasad and Prasad itself, you will find this thing that Waldo was talking about this thing called romanticism. What do you mean by romanticism? So romanticism is nothing but this is the concept which says that body means individual are means corruption lies in the, you can say, different bodies that are there. Okay, so you have to understand this thing. So this is how you have to understand that when it comes to corruption, we have covered Cottle. Waldo talks about new romanticism. It basically says that corruption is the fault of institution. People are very good, people are like, they are like very ethical in nature. You can link this thing with the thinkers like the ethics thinker. Okay, for example, we have Socrates, we have Aristotle, and we have Plato, and they all talks about the knowledge, they talks about you can say the kind of ethical human, the virtues, ethics. Okay, so similarly Waldo was of the view that people are very good, people are very ethical, but the corruption takes place because of the faults of institutions. Institutions are something that are the main reason behind the corruption. Okay, so you can link like this. So new romanticism of Do It Waldo is talking about the things like this. Okay, apart from that, the another thinker or another dimension, you can even link this thing with the fourth number, which is Ezekiel Drawer. Drawer was of the view that corruption is the challenge. He talks about many challenges to public policy or policy making, and corruption was one of the challenge. So you can mention Ezekiel Drawer as well, and you can mention the public policy dimension as well. When these kind of corruption took place, then you can just understand that it affects the policy making as well. The fifth number thing that you can mention over here is public choice approach. Public choice approach, you must be knowing about the fact that public choice approach is nothing but the economy, the concept of economics. When you apply in the ideas of politics or the administration, then it is nothing but the public choice approach. It is based on new right philosophy. You must be knowing about all the things, and I'm not going to tell you all those things, but the fact is that public choice approach talks about self aggrandizement. Okay, I'm not writing aggrandizement fully over here, but you must be knowing about self aggrandizement, the budget maximizer bureaucracy, the status maximizer bureaucracy, the bureaucracy which follows Parkinson law, the bureaucracy which follows the law of triviality. Okay, the bureaucracy which talks about you can say that is very particular stick in their own phenomena. Okay, so all these things are there. You might be not familiar with the law of triviality, so let me bring that dimension as well. Law of triviality, basically it is a part of Parkinson law, which basically says that there are, you can say that bureaucracy makes the things trivial and all. Okay, so law of triviality, and you must be knowing about the concept of this thing, this Parkinson law, which says that bureaucracy keeps on the bureaucracy has the empire building tendency. So all these things are nothing but the, you can say, but directed towards the bureaucratic pathology. Okay, so the many dimensions, many keywords you can use, and that's how you can link public choice approach with the self aggrandizement. Means you can criticize bureaucracy. Even you can, sixth number, you can link with Weber, and whatever the criticism of Weber are there. Okay, like bureaucratic pathology, trained incapacity, or strategizenship, and many, you can say, things are there. Okay, many criticism are there, and this goal displacement. Okay, so corruption has become a goal. Okay, so you can mention all those thinkers, and you can like this you can link this thing with everything, and whatever you get in those context. Okay, so these are the things. Even in PCA, William Niskanen suggest that the remuneration should increase. We should increase the remuneration to tackle the corruption, and that Niskanen's idea of increasing remuneration is nothing but the Dam theory of Cottle. Okay, we have started from Cottle, that Cottle talks about Sam Dam Dand Bhed, and that dam is nothing but the William Niskanen's suggestion as well. So all the things are very, you can say, linked together. You can link Cautil with Niskanen, Niskanen with Cautil. You can link Cautil with public choice approach like this. Public choice approach can be linked with the Waldo's new romanticism. Ricks was talking about formalism, and at the same time he was also talking about, if you can link one more dimension, he talks about ecology of public administration, ecological approach to public administration. If the society, if the surrounding is corrupt, the, you can say, bureaucrat will be corrupted. Okay, so here he gives the idea of, you can link this thing with the institutional corruption. Okay, corruption, institutional corruption, you can just, you must be knowing about institutional corruption. When the corruption is found in the institution, it is called as the institutional corruption. I hope you are getting all the points that I am iterating over here, and I hope this is very clear to you that how you should remember the points and how you should study these things. There are many other dimensions as well, like bad apple theory, like other theories are also there insofar as the corruption is concerned, but as of now I am restricting myself to thinkers. Some other day I will cover these things, or I might cover these things in the I might be able to cover these things in the magazine. Okay, so promotional thing, hashtag promotion. Okay, so I will cover these things in the magazine of the November 2020. Okay, bad apple theory and some other things. So hashtag promotion. Okay, so honest promotion, I am not doing these things means I am not doing the corruption over here, I am just giving the honest promotion. Okay, so this is it, and let me just bring the another. Okay, so these are the two news. I have told all the things with respect to these news, and if you just scroll more, today there are many articles, so let me cover other things as well. Is a person's address public information? So basically there is the article. This is very interesting article, to be very honest. So you can just read this article. This is very important and very, you can say, analytical in nature, and at the last you will get one more dimension, and that dimension will just, you will be surprised to see all these things, what's happening, and how the judgments are, how the courts are intervening, and how the system works. Okay, but the thing is that it is relevant for a public administration paper 1, and in public administration paper 1 there is a unit called accountability and control, and in accountability and control you have the topics like right to information, and in that right to information you can just link this thing. Is a person's address is the public information or a private information? Okay, so this is very interesting article. I am not going to tell anything with respect to this article, just read it and you will get a simple article, and that article is very interesting. Okay, so just go through it and you will get the points, and there is nothing called linkage, because this is very, you can say, very current and dynamic thing that cannot be, I cannot link everything and anything that comes my way. Okay, so this is it, and apart from that there is one more article, moving forward in the base areas. So basically recently what happened is that there are basically recently what the news article is talking about is the deployment of some new forces, means Central Reserve Police Force. So 5 more battalions will be deployed in the Chhattisgarh, in the, you can say, regions that are Maoist affected. So for, you can say, for more security, 45 are also already there, 45 battalions, more security. And you must be knowing about the implication of more security. More security means more trust of the people, more security means less law and order problem, more security means people will be able to do their things without any problem, and there will be more development. More security means more panchayati raj institution, more decentralization, more development, more accountability, more control, and all the paper 1 and paper 2 things you can link, okay, like this itself. Okay, more security means more democratic things, more union government, state government, district administration, everything you can link like this, and all the units of paper 2, paper 1, everything will be covered. Okay, more security means more better disaster management. Okay, so this is how you have to mold your mind, and people often ask me that how you are able to do the things. Just remember the syllabus and try to go into that in every in every possible dimension. Okay, so these are the things, and you can also refer to this data point, state of corruption, and read it, as today's article is all about corruption. Today we have covered corruption in a very detailed manner, and you can also link these kind of things like share of Indian who gave a bribe to avoid themselves to whatever. Okay, so just read it out, and this is very important. You can just write state of corruption, and you can quote some facts from here as well, like this is the table, and this is the growing concern, and then the bribe for voters, and then service disrupted, whatever. Just go through it, and you will be able to clear it. Okay, apart from that, there is one more article, fight fake news, BRICS media forum. Okay, so let me cover this fake news as well, and you must be thinking that how can we link fake news with your administration. See, the thing is that information is very important, and fake news is nothing but it is also a kind of information, but however, you must be knowing about this thing, that this is misinformation or wrong information, or you can say disinformation as such. But yes, information is there. Okay, so how fake news can be linked with your public administration? I'm not going to tell you these things. Just type fake news for public administration, you will get one video on this YouTube channel itself, and there you will get the linkages. Okay, so these things are there, and let me give the dimension itself over here. Okay, so basically fake news is something that you can link with decision making, because decision making is something that is based on fact, if you look at Simon, and that's how fake news becomes important when it comes to decision making, because it provides or it enlightens the decision maker by giving the facts to that decision maker. Okay, so Simon was talking about bounded rationality from the perspective of the from the perspective of facts and information. Okay, so you can mention this Simon's decision making. Apart from that, Rix was talking about ecological approach of public administration. So information or the kind of these things, they provide you if you are a decision maker, then you should have the information, means information will act like a ecology around you. Okay, so I hope you are getting this thing. In the public policy, you have the institutional model of public policy, you have the black box model of public policy, which is also called as the feedback loop model of public policy. So in that system approach, input output processing, input throughput or output, so in all those kind of things, and feedback as well, obviously. So in those kind of things, this information act as the input, so you can link it with the public policy as well. Apart from that, you can just understand in your public administration paper 1, administrative behavior is there. So under administrative behavior, you have the topic called communication, and if you look at the thing, if you look at the advanced book like Prasad and Prasad, you will get to know that communication is something that is called as the information processing system. Okay, communication is nothing but the information processing. Okay, because the basic definition of communication is this only, that if I have some information, if I would be able to pass on that information to you, it is nothing but the communication. Okay, so that's why even the symbolic communication, symbolic transfer of things is also a communication. Okay, for example, I might be means, for example, that let's say I am not speaking anything, but through the way of symbols, or let's say let's say people are there who are unable to listen the things. Okay, then how we communicate the things. Okay, so you must be knowing about the art of symbols and all. So this is also a communication. So the thing is that information should be common information is nothing but the communication, means communication, and the root of communication is coming from common itself. Okay, that I have some information, you have some information, and that information is common, then it is called as communication. Okay, so that's why communication can be linked with information, and then you can also link it with the different principles of communication. Bernard talks about 7 principles of communication, where he talks about direct channel should be there, short channel should be there. All these things are, you can say, like very important. And even if you look at the kind of and the kind of challenges of communication, the problems, or the kind of you can say basic problems in the communication, you will get the problems are with respect to the information transfer only. Okay, so these are the things that you can link insofar as this thing is concerned. Similarly, you can link it with the cooperation. So interaction, cooperation, all these things are very important. If you look at the Chester Bernard theory again, so he talks about cooperation, he talks about organization as a system of human cooperation, and cooperation is not possible if communication is not there. Okay, so this is there. Even you can link it with the leadership, because leadership is something which includes everything, right from providing the information. If you look at the setting of objective till the implementation of objective, everything requires information while basically describing the things to the followers. Okay, so leaders also require information. Okay, so this is it, and I hope you are getting this thing as well. Apart from that, there is one more article, just link this thing also with the information. Effective information sharing crucial, says FATF. Okay, so again information sharing is there. Okay, apart from that, hold polls where nota got most votes. Okay, so whatever is there, so basically this is talking about, this petition is talking about right to rejection. Okay, not important as such, because these things are, you can say, in the petition stage. Today we have covered many pleas and petition. Okay, and nearly everything is petition and plea, so these things are not that important. But yes, you should be aware about the right to rejection, right to recall, and all these things, and this will fall under your philosophical framework of the government or the constitution, public administration paper 2. I hope you are getting this point as well, and this is it. Okay, this is all about today's important news article for your public administration. I hope you are getting the points, and I hope you are understanding the things. And if you are liking this video, don't forget to like it, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to buy the magazine of public administration current affairs. The link of everything is given in the description. This is it, and thank you so much. Bye bye and take care.